Attention contractors! You want to hear a little secret? Besides all the awesome keynote speakers, panels, debates, and breakout sessions, we host the largest trade show expo floor on the planet at the Windstorm Conference. At WTS, you can tour our massive trade show expo floor and meet with many of your favorite industry vendors, manufacturers, service, and technology providers. You also may meet some new ones that will help you scale your company to scale it in 2020. They're all coming! Meet with your favorite building suppliers like ABC, Beacon, SRS, USLBM, and many more. Or how about some of your favorite manufacturers? GAF, TAMCO, Owens Corning, Malarkey, IKO, Certainty, Tilcor, Duralast, Decra, and many more of your favorite manufacturers. Or check out some of our many technology and service providers like Hilltrace, Acculinks, Xactimate, and many more. What's up, Derek? Booyah, baby. At WTS, we're also going to bring you the latest in drone and virtual reality technology. We're going to show you the latest industry-specific training on the planet on how to use this new technology to scale your company in 2020. So come join the shakers and movers of the industry at the Windstorm Conference and Trade Show Expo on February 20, 21, 22 at the Phoenix Convention Center and make the decision to scale it in 2020. Booyah, baby!
And good afternoon, everyone. Happy, what is today? Today is Tuesday. It is February 4th. It is noon, and you know what that means. It's time for our daily hail forecast. For those who don't know me, I am meteorologist Heather Kay, continuing to fill in for John as he wraps up the forecast for the cities that we are visiting on our Hail Trace tour. I'll get to that in just a second. First, though, we got to thank our sponsors. We have the C3 Group as well as the Merlin Law Group. Thank you guys, as always, for sponsoring these videos. So we have our current segment that we are calling Where in the World Will Hail Trace Be? Because we are going to a lot of different places within the next month or so. So first off, we have our Highway to Hail 2 tour. This is the second year that we are presenting our forecast of what we're thinking is going to happen for the year 2020. And we have already gone to Omaha as well as Denver, Atlanta. We already visited you as well. And next up on the list is here in Oklahoma City on February 10th. And then we're going down south to Dallas on February 12th, Charlotte on February 26th, Orlando, Florida on February 28th, and then we're going to Chicago on March 3rd, Minneapolis on March 5th, and closing this set out, Pittsburgh on March 10th. So we have, I believe, these on our Facebook page. Make sure you sign up if you are in any of these locations. And next we have a few cities that we are visiting with certainty. We've already gone to Greenville as well as Norman. And then next we'll be in Minneapolis on February 11th. And then we're going to Baltimore on February 13th, Charlotte on the 26th, and lastly Toledo, Ohio on February 27th. And lastly, we cannot forget the wonderful trade shows. We've already gone to the CRA trade show in Denver, as well as the SRC Summit in Dallas and the TEMCO event in Cincinnati. But today is February 4th, you guys, and it's the IRE. Woo, we do have a booth there, and I believe it's going on right now. And if you are there, please feel free to say hi to us. If you have no idea who we are, but you want to learn more, just stop by our booth and we would be more than happy to tell you more about hail trace and how we can possibly help you. And that goes into the 6th. And then we got Win the Storm in Phoenix on February 19th to the 22nd. And then lastly, the PDR College in Denver on March 5th to the 7th. So let's get into what we are expecting today. Well, we're not expecting anything in terms of severe hail. I think if there may be a little bit of hail, just a heads up in the Houston region late tonight, but I don't think it's going to reach severe limits. It's going to be small if it happens at all. That rhymes. Pretty neat. But we do have a wind risk that we'll be keeping an eye on later on this afternoon into like around 1 a.m. or so, anywhere from Little Rock down south to Monroe, Louisiana, maybe as far west as Longview, Texas, and all the way north to maybe Nashville. So we got to keep an eye on this. Again, this will be starting later on this afternoon, and then as we get into the evening and overnight hours, it'll start to spread its way to the east, northeast. And then as we get into tomorrow, you can see it up to 60 mile per hour gusts. Getting into our surface map, this is what's going on right now. We just have this very long, that's basically long cold front here with just a whole bunch of little low pressure systems, and I'll talk about what's going to be happening here very briefly in just a second, like literally here in Oklahoma City. Quite interesting, but this will start to move its way on to the east-southeast and will bring those chances for severe weather as we get into the overnight. Well, what are all these colors here, guys? We got some purples and pinks and blues, and you can see here, and I'm mentioning this right now, we are under a winter storm warning. So just a heads up, if we do get snow, we may or may not actually do a live video. We may do a graphic if we have internet because it's snow, heavy snow. But yeah, just a heads up, it's going to be possibly a mess. So we got that. But looking at our radar right now, speaking of messes, it's just cool and rainy and gross, and it's only going to get worse. Florida, I'm jealous, and I'm also jealous of you southern Texas folks. It's nice and warm and dry. And we also have some snow to the west of the system, and it's, I'm a northerner, you guys. I should be used to the snow, right? So zooming in a bit to where we're going to possibly see some severe weather later on tonight. Again, it's cloudy, it's a little bit cool. There's some rain around, kind of killing the instability a bit. So that's an issue. Instability is not going to be the best, but there's going to be a little bit. So this is the NAM model, possibly showing what's going to be happening later on this evening into tonight. We will see some activity develop in Arkansas later on this afternoon. And then as we get into the overnight hours, we could see it get as far north as western Tennessee. So again, we're not expecting anything in terms of severe hail, but we could see some severe winds, although the chances are still low. And this is kind of why we do have some instability that will start to stream in as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. But as we get into later on tonight, it kind of just starts to taper off a bit. So again, the chances are there for severe weather, but they're not very good unless Mother Nature throws us a curveball, which of course happens every once in a while. But getting into tomorrow, it looks like the chances for severe weather will be a bit better, and this is the area that we are going to be watching for hail. I think the largest is going to get up to not half dollar. Those are ping pong balls, you guys. I increased it a little bit, and I think the activity will start in Louisiana and then into Mississippi. And then as we get into the overnight hours tomorrow into early Thursday morning, it will start to enter Alabama. So it is going to be kind of an afternoon, evening into the overnight hours event. So yes, nocturnal. So just keep that in mind. And the wind is going to be a little bit of a bigger possibly deal has been mentioning that the wind may be the main threat, and it seems to still be that way. So again, pretty much some of the same areas. We got Birmingham westward to Jackson, all the way down to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, maybe just as far north as just south of Nashville, up to 60 mile per hour winds are possible with that. And again, it's going to start tomorrow afternoon, and we'll get into Mississippi and Alabama into the evening and overnight hours, and then we'll start to see the activity get into the Panhandle, Florida, maybe as far east as western Georgia by daybreak Thursday morning. Taking a look at the NAM reflectivity, you can see we'll start to see the activity develop tomorrow afternoon, and then it will last into the overnight hours, and by daybreak Thursday morning, it will be a line. So mostly windy, guys, but if we can get some storms to form ahead of any linear activity that does form, expect the possibility of some hail. So yes, lots to talk about for the next few days for sure. And here's our friend Cape. Again, not too impressive, but it is there. It'll start to stream in on Wednesday, kind of start to die down overnight a bit, and then it'll just kind of be in the peninsula of Florida. In terms of hail, because I know you guys love your hail, because we're called hail trace, I think this is the best area right here, these southern Alabama panhandle of Florida. If those storms can stay isolated, we can see hail. Yes, we got to keep mentioning the hail. This is hail trace. So let's just take a look briefly over the next few days, kind of to round everything up. So today, if this thing works, my computer is kind of dragging. Why are you being so sad? There we go. This is for today. Again, mostly a wind threat, you guys. We got Nashville down south to Memphis, Little Rock, as far south as Shreveport and Monroe. As we get into tomorrow, the risk moves on to the east, and this will include Birmingham, Jackson, down south to New Orleans, as far east as Tallahassee. And that will be by daybreak Thursday morning, so very late Wednesday, early Thursday. And then for the day, on Thursday itself, looks like the southeast will see that chance for severe weather. I think Thursday is going to be mostly wind. Not expecting a whole lot of hail, but that can change. And then as we get into Friday, I think early Friday morning into the early afternoon hours with that front, there could still be a chance that there'll be some activity lingering in southern Florida. Taking a look at the upper levels, here is our main trough. We've been talking about it now, and it just looks like a monster. So having something like this in spring would definitely have a bigger threat, as there would be more instability. But then that will start to move on out, and then we'll have another system to keep an eye on over the weekend. But here we go again. You can see the stronger winds aloft. This is the area that we'll be watching, and then it will quiet down for Friday and Saturday, and then as we get into Sunday and Monday, as well as into Tuesday of next week, that's the next system we have to at least watch. As of right now, it doesn't look very impressive for severe weather, but things can change, right? So this is the mid-level, so this is only a few kilometers up into the atmosphere, and I'm showing this because we have something called the low-level jet that brings in moisture and instability from the Gulf of Mexico in the lower levels. And I'm concerned for nocturnal activity because as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, this is the nighttime hours, it just looks kind of nasty. So that's why we're going to possibly, most likely see nocturnal activity. And getting down to the surface, big old mess. Today and into tomorrow will mostly turn into linear, eventually into Thursday, and then move off the coast on Friday. We'll wait for another loop here, but as we get into the weekend, it should quiet down a little bit. But yeah, big old mess. And again, here we have to kind of keep an eye on things in terms of the S word. Yes, lots of possibly white stuff, but yeah. Just keep repeating myself with that, you guys. We may or may not be here tomorrow. But here's our best friend, Cape. You can see it's going to be kind of launching its way up as we get into today and tomorrow, and then it'll start to quiet down, and then as we get into next week, it will start to ramp up again. Here we go, Louisiana, Arkansas into the southeast, Wednesday, Thursday, off the coast by Friday. Quiet for the weekend for the most part, and then next week, that's that next system that we need to watch. So kind of just recapping, I know I'm starting to get out of breath. There's a lot to talk about with these next few days. Marginal severe weather threat today with wind as the main threat, but then getting into tomorrow, it looks like things will become a little bit more active with nocturnal activity likely. Please, if you're in the southeast, keep that in mind. And then as we get into Thursday, I think it'll mostly be a wind threat again with a line of storms going through Georgia and into the Carolinas and Florida. But if any storms can form ahead of the line, there could be some hail possible. And lastly, I think on Friday, southern Florida, the remnants of any linear activity will still possibly be there. But then by the afternoon on Friday, that should move off the coast, and then we'll be quiet. It is February after all. Okay, that's all I have for you today. Make sure you set us first on Facebook. All you need to do is go there, click on the follow button, select see first. You don't want to miss anything that's going to potentially be inactive a few days, you guys. And of course, we have our new website. If you're having any issues navigating, whether it's the PC or our mobile app, please contact us. We can set up a training for you and your team so that you can use our products to the best of their abilities. And if you have any questions, concerns, you want to learn more about the products we offer, or you just want to say hi, you can give us a call at 855-334-4245. You can email us at info@hailtrace.com. Check out our website at www.hailtrace.com, and we also have an Instagram page. Please feel free to follow us there as well. And I am meteorologist Heather Kay, and we may or may not see you tomorrow here in the Hail Palace. At the very least, we'll put out a graphic so you guys know what is going on in terms of severe weather. Have a great day, guys.